This is the Arana Nation. Welcome back, and we are at part two with the interview with Mayoral candidate for Mississauga, Kevin J. Johnston. Kevin, quick question. So, you've been a former comedian. You run the freedomreport.ca and freedomreport.us, two very popular but yet controversial social media YouTube BitChute sites. And Bonnie Crombie's done this before, and she will most likely do it again, as will others. They will mention controversial comments and statements you've made in the past, and I want you to address them, but address this one that a lot of people are curious about. Are you, Kevin, a racist or a bigot, or do you hate anybody? Just explain those things for me.
First off, the whole idea of being racist is absolutely absurd. Mike, through the many conversations you and I have had, you've had the opportunity to see most of the people that I call friends. And I think realistically, one or two of them are white and everybody else is of a different background, mixed or purebred or whatever you want to call it. It doesn't matter. Skin color and your country of origin have never meant a damn thing to me. The only thing that matters to me is your ideology.
Right.
Who are you? What do you believe? What are you prepared to steal from me? Or what are you prepared to do wrong to me? What are you prepared to die for? What are you prepared to kill for? And if you're prepared to kill for something crazy like the abolition of women's rights, then you and I cannot be friends, period. But that would be an ideology. And anybody of any skin tone can join any ideology. Anybody of any skin tone can become a criminal, a thief, a liar, an abhorrent, reprehensible individual. That knows no color. So to answer your question, Mike, no, of course I'm not a racist at all. You and I could not be friends if I was a racist individual. You are far too clever a man to have someone like me in your life, period. Whether it's a professional working relationship or a personal relationship, you're too smart this guy in your life. You and I would never have gotten past our first conversation.
Well, yeah, I mean, the thing about it is, though, is that, I did, in all fairness, I did learn a lot of the cleverness from you, so there is that.
Well, Mike, I appreciate you saying that. That means a lot coming from yourself. But I think your second part was, am I a bigot? Well,
or controversial comments, basically, like...
Well, controversial comment. Thing is, though, who's judging what's controversial and what is not? If an imam goes up on stage, like we had in Mississauga here with Ibrahim Hindi, for example, if an imam goes up on stage and says that it's okay to beat your wife, and here is how you do it, that's pretty damn controversial. However, in our modern left-wing, we call it libtard society, somebody would say that I was racist for criticizing the imam because, first off, the imam is not white, and secondly, he's a Muslim. So people will say, Kevin, you're a racist, bigot, and Islamophobe. They'll hit me with all three. Well, let me tell you this. I am an Ibrahim Hindi bigot. I do not like the man in any way. He prescribes everything that I will fight to the death to protect. He is against women's rights. He feels that women should be subjugated and controlled and beaten when they do not do what they are told by their husband masters. I'm sorry, pal, but I'll never subscribe to that. I will fight that. So, yeah, I guess you could call me a bigot against bad ideology, against wife beaters. I am a bigot against anybody who decides that they want to bring up their religion, shove it in my face, tell me that I must like it, and then they criticize me when I have the temerity to tell them, I disagree with you.
Right. So basically, I could say you're an ideologist, not a racist. You will judge people based on their character, like Martin Luther King said. What is in their heart? What is in their brain? What they stand for. That would be a... And now, one final question on this subject, and then we'll get off of it. Like, let's say you're canvassing and you knock on the door of a 88-year-old lady, and she recognizes you, and you say, "Hey, I'm Kevin J. Johnston. I'm running for mayor. I hope I can count on your support." And she says, that sounds nice, but your language, you've said like Stewville whores and things like that, and your strong, tough language about people. And so what would you say to that 88-year-old lady with her tea in her hand and blanket and everything like that? What would you say, man?
radio show clip is going to last forever.
Right.
I, of course, would give anybody like that the shorter answer. I used to get paid, Mike, to go up on stage and entertain people, which entailed me using bad language.
Of course.
I grew up in the 80s. Of course. I mean,
like Roseanne.
Like Roseanne.
And they're the best ones.
Of course they are. I'm willing to bet that Bonnie Crombie and a few of her others will be digging all over the internet looking for the old VHS copies of what I used to say on stage.
Right.
Do I regret anything I said on stage as a comedian? No, I do not. Mike, do I regret anything that I said when I was stage fighting at Comic Cons and fan cons? No, I do not. I also, Mike, I think you and I talked about this. I used to do a comedy show when I was considerably heavier. At the time, I was 270 pounds and almost 38% body fat. I would come out on stage in a thong with a couple of hot chicks on my arms, and then I'd say, go get me my slippers and my house coat and my pipe. And they would. And I would sit in a chair with big fuzzy slippers and a purplish house coat and tell jokes.
Right.
It was a shtick. Everything that I was doing was a shtick. I would never walk around in public in a thong, but I would do a shtick at that particular point in my past in a thong. I'm no longer a stand-up comedian. I am no longer a stage fighter. I currently am no longer an insurance broker or a paper delivery boy. I'm no longer a courier. I'm no longer a process server. I'm no longer a private investigator. I am no longer a representative for Hewlett-Packard. I'm no longer a car salesman. These are all the jobs I've held in the past. I'm not any of those anymore. And quite frankly, Mike, I think if you were to compare my online shtick even 2 years ago to today, you'll see considerably fewer jokes in my delivery because the country isn't funny anymore.
Right.
It's very difficult for me to look at my children and think, man, they have a really tough time coming ahead of them. Yeah. Because of Justin Trudeau, because of Bonnie Crombie, because of Kathleen Wynne's ridiculous way of doing things, because of the LGBTQ religion that we are up against these days. It's going to be really tough for them. So the jokes are over. The bad language and the stage fighting, all that stuff is over. I'm not putting on a show anymore.
So let's say
I am a guy that I'm going to save the country. Is what I'm going to say. I'm going to do it utilizing political language.
So if I could,
go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, if I have this right, so like, okay, so the 88-year-old, she listened to some of the things you did in the past, and like even Freedom Report stuff like that. So you're saying basically, there's a time and a place for things, and even with Freedom Report, it involves entertainment. You have to entertain the masses if you got to keep them, and sometimes that involves language. But right now, that is all on hold, and you are focused on Mississauga. It's down to business, and you're the one, and you hope that the people can put their trust in you. It's a serious time now, basically, is what you're saying.
Mike, you could not have worded that any better. It is time to get down, get dirty, not just roll up the sleeves, but drink that last cup of coffee and go right into the lion pit. We have to make sure that this fight is exercised properly, and I'm going to ask the Canadian public simply to understand this is no longer a shtick. I am no longer up on stage entertaining the masses because I've got the masses' attention. Now people are listening. Donald Trump winning the office of the President of the United States of America was the start of it. The ultra-conservative government that we have now in Italy showed that people are willing to do this. The coalition government, thank you. We've got Hungary, Poland, the Czech Republic, Slovakia, all building walls around their country to keep it out. Brexit, let's hope that one goes down, but I think the Italians will be the first ones to leave. The Australians have got themselves a bit of a conservative government in place now. Conservatism is coming back.
And then, of course, there's Doug Ford.
Yeah, conservatism must come back.
Yes.
Now, without conservatism being back, we're done. The country is finished. And I don't want the country to be finished because the simplest of ideas, now that I've seen Latin American countries and Asian countries and whatnot, the idea of being in trouble, Mike, you pick up the phone, you call 911, and someone that you don't know who owes you nothing shows up at your front door and saves your life. That is incredible progress in human history, and that is something that I'm going to protect.
Well,
no choice.
We're going to go on to part 3 now, and when we come back, we're going to get right into the issues of it, and I'm going to do a lightning round of issues and see what mayoral candidate Kevin J. Johnston thinks about them and how they should be solved. We will be right back.